I always thought proposals would feel like magic, the trembling voice, the sparkling ring, the tears of joy. And when it finally happened, it did feel magical. At least, it did for me. My name is Claire. I was 27 when my boyfriend of 2 years, Michael, got down on one knee in front of a crowded restaurant, holding out the kind of diamond ring you only see in jewelry ads. I remember my heart pounding in my chest, people clapping around us, me nodding with tears in my eyes. Everyone said we were the perfect couple. Michael was charming, successful in real estate, and he treated me like a queen. Or at least, that's how it seemed. But there was something in his eyes that night, something quick, almost like relief, flashing just before he slid the ring onto my finger. I brushed it off, telling myself I was just imagining things. There was only one person who didn't look thrilled, my grandmother, Evelyn. She'd raised me after my parents passed, and though she was in her 70s, she was sharp, strong, and fiercely protective of me. At the engagement dinner she gave later, she pulled me aside. Her voice was low, steady. "Claire, darling, be careful. Men don't always marry for love. Sometimes, they marry for opportunity." I laughed, embarrassed, and told her she was being paranoid. But that night, I couldn't shake her words. I didn't know it yet, but she was right. Because Michael's love wasn't for me, it was for something he thought was waiting in my family's bank account. And soon, he'd prove it. A few weeks after the proposal, I overheard something that made my blood run cold. Michael was on the phone in our living room late at night, his voice low but urgent. "Yeah, man, it's locked in. Evelyn already promised. Once the wills read, I'll have enough to pay off everything. Just a few more months." I froze in the hallway. Evelyn? My grandmother? What was he talking about? I asked him the next morning, casual, as if I'd just remembered. "Hey, did you talk to Grandma Evelyn lately?" He flinched. Just slightly. Then smiled. "No, not really." "Why?" It was a lie. I knew it. But I let it go for the moment. Things only got stranger. He started bringing up my grandmother in every conversation. "She's looking frilier, don't you think?" he'd say, or "It must be hard for her managing everything at her age." "I'm glad you have me now." There was a hunger in the way he spoke, and though I tried to ignore it, my gut screamed something was wrong. Then, one rainy Sunday afternoon, I found the proof. He'd left his laptop open on the kitchen counter. I shouldn't have looked. But curiosity and fear got the better of me. There it was, an email drafted to his brother. "Don't worry, man. Evelyn said she'll put me in her will once Claire and I are married. $500,000. That'll clear the debts and then some. All I have to do is keep Claire happy until the old woman goes." My stomach twisted. I couldn't breathe. My fiancé didn't love me. He was waiting for my grandmother to die. But the story doesn't end there. Because Michael didn't know my grandmother had her own plans, ones that would turn his scheme upside down. 2 months later, my grandmother passed away, peacefully in her sleep. I was devastated. She'd been my rock, my family, my guide. Michael, meanwhile, played the role of the supportive fiancé, holding me when I cried, organizing details I couldn't handle, whispering that I didn't have to worry about a thing. But his mask slipped the day of the will reading. We sat in the lawyer's office, Michael's hand clamped around mine like a vice. He was jittery, smiling too much, as if he couldn't wait for the good news. The lawyer began reading. Some small bequests to charities, a few sentimental items to friends. Then he got to the main estate. Michael's grip tightened. "To my beloved granddaughter Claire," the lawyer read, "I leave the sum of $10,000. Michael's jaw dropped. He turned to me, confused, angry. 10,000? That was nothing compared to what Evelyn was worth. The lawyer cleared his throat and continued. "The remainder of my estate, approximately $6 million, will go to the Evelyn Foundation, a charitable trust for single mothers in need." The room was silent. Michael's face drained of color. His eyes darted from the lawyer to me to the papers, as if maybe he'd misheard. 6 million. Gone. I was in shock too, but not for the same reason. I didn't care about the money. I was grieving. But Michael cared. And in that moment, I saw the truth. The love in his eyes had never been for me. It had been for a number on a piece of paper. But if I thought he'd leave quietly, I was wrong. That night, the mask came all the way off. He stormed into our apartment, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. What the hell was that, Claire? I blinked, exhausted from crying all day. What are you talking about? You knew, he spat. You knew she was leaving it all to charity. That's why you didn't say anything. You let me waste 2 years of my life for he cut himself off. I stared at him. 2 years of your life? Michael, are you even listening to yourself? My grandmother died. And all you care about is money. He sneered. Don't play innocent. You don't care either. You grew up with nothing, just like me. Don't you get it? That was our ticket out. My stomach dropped. Out. He'd been planning his escape, his salvation, this entire time. Do you even love me? I whispered. He laughed. A short, bitter sound. Love doesn't pay off debts, Claire. Love doesn't buy a house. Love doesn't fix real problems. Money does. And then I saw it. The desperation. The darkness. The dangerous edge in his eyes. This wasn't just about disappointment. This was about obsession. He wanted that money, and now he wanted someone to blame. And he'd chosen me. I didn't sleep that night. I packed quietly while Michael paced the living room, muttering about lawyers and loopholes, and how dare she give it all away. By morning, I was gone. I moved in with a friend, blocked his number, and called off the engagement. The ring he'd given me went back into its box, because now I knew exactly what it symbolized, not love, but a transaction. Weeks later, I received a final letter from my grandmother's lawyer. Attached was a handwritten note from Evelyn, written months before she passed. Claire, my darling, if you're reading this, then Michael's truth has already shown itself. I knew he wasn't the man for you. That's why I left things the way I did. Money reveals people's true hearts. Now you know his. Don't grieve what you've lost. Celebrate what you've learned. I sat there, tears streaming down my face. She had seen it all along. She had saved me in her own quiet way. As for Michael, the last I heard, he left town, chased by debts he couldn't pay. And me? I still wear a scar on my heart from the man who tried to buy my love with lies. But I also carry my grandmother's lesson. Real love isn't about inheritance, rings, or bank accounts. It's about loyalty, honesty, and trust. And those things can't be bought.